Hello and welcome to the static library video. So I believe you've gone through the resources you were given. If you've gone through the resources you were given, then you shouldn't have problem understanding what a static library is. So I'm just going to go straight to the task and get it done quickly. So you can see in the first task here, which is the task 0, it says you should create the static library, the static library lib my.a containing all the functions listed below. So, and it said if you haven't included all of the above functions, create empty nodes for the right prototype. Don't forget to push your main.h, which means all these functions here, we're going to put them in our main.h, and I strongly advise you go through these resources over here. This concept is going to be very helpful. So I'm going to go back to that so you can see how it really works. So now, if you don't already have this code set, so I'm just going to copy all this. And I'm going to put it in my prototype, my main.h. So this, let's say that is it. Then I have main.h. Okay, then I'm going to so I'm going to do this, and if you want to, you can always include your headers here. So this is going to be useful. It's going to be useful in the end, and just going to go back down there and you do your end if. So once you've done this, you've already included everything. You're going to need, all your prototypes, the prototypes that you're going to need in the project. You've already included everything. So after doing this, then you want to go over to create these files there. We'll create all these files, you see. So you're going to create all these files. So you're going to create the file name for all this, and you're going to write the codes for it. So let's say I'm starting with this. I just want to copy that, and I'm going to create a file for it. So it's going to be .c. So it's offer. Then you want to write the code for getting this. So I'm going to include my repo so that you can see the code for this, so you can just write it on your own. So you can check the description to see the codes for this. So you can just do this. Or I think I should go for the boot chart, since it's easy and faster. And you want to do your what's it called, your better documentation, and you want to do the prototype here is alpha, so you want to look for it there. So I think that's the prototype. Okay, so you want to copy this, and you want to write the function for this. So I'm just going to return 0. So you just want to write the function for this to determine whether a letter is an uppercase or not. So you want to write the function for that. So I'm just going to go for the push-up. I think that's easy. I can do that quickly. So you can see here we have the push-up function here. So instead of this .c, it's going to be instead of .o, it's going to be .c, and you want to write this. And you want to write this prototype, which is which say okay. So what you want to do here is just return right. You can put that in the quotation, and that's gonna take one comma, then we have this C comma Y. Alright, there we have it. So that's for push. I want to do this. So this is how you just do the rest of the prototype you give in the files. So after doing everything in the file, you've done this, you've saved everything, you've done this, and you've saved everything, you've done this as well, saved everything. Then the next thing for you to create this library that you were given there, this library. The next thing for you to create this library, you want to check this out and you want to see how it was done. So the first thing that I did was L, and you can set this L, and it listed all the files. You can see let me just do that for you to see. Let me open my terminal. Okay, let's go back to this. Alright, so you can see ls, it listed everything. L, it listed everything. You can use ls or whatever you want to. So after that, it listed everything, all the functions. After the listing of the function, then they compiled it. They compiled all the C programs. You know, all the C, all the files there, all the functions you given were stored with .c. So this over here, this is going to compile all the C programs, and it's gonna turn it into an object program. So we're going to see that right now. You can see that right now. Okay, I have it ready. So if I have no errors, then you're going to see this working. If I have no errors in my program, then you're going to see it in action. It's going to work. Okay, so I do have some errors here. So then what I want to do is I'm just going to return 0 because I don't have time for doing this. So just gonna return 0. Okay, I think this is up. There's some errors there too. Okay. Let's see. So I forgot to include something here. That's what the right function isn't working. So I think this should make the swing work. I think that should make this work. And this is not working. So it should work now. Alright, so there we have it. So let's compile again. So if we don't have any errors, okay, still having the error. Okay, I think I didn't save this. Alright, so good. So now you can see I have no errors here now. It's compiled successfully. So you can see I have all the objects, the objects program for this bootstrap. This is the bootstrap.0.o rather, and we have this .o. So the next thing for me to do after doing this, I already did my L. Let me try this L and see if it's gonna work. Okay, it's not working. So that's so just gonna do ls to see what you have there. So according to this, you did ls and you're gonna have this. So you compile, that's what I just did, and it gave me all these programs here. You can see you have .o. So after you've done that, then you want to use this command right here. So this is the command you use for creating your library. So what you want to do is you want to copy this. and you want to go down here, and you want to paste it. So instead of this leave, instead of this instead of leave, so it's going to be leave mine. So this AR here, this AR stands for archive. So it stands for archive, and this hyphen array is a flag that tells it to replace older objects, files, or whatever. You can just read about that to understand what that does. And the C is a flag that tells it to create the library. So that's for that, and that's the name of the library we want to create. And after this, then this over here I explain this, so this asterisk here is a greedy, it's greedy. It packs everything that is related to .o. So it means it's pick this. If you have hundreds of files that are .o, object files that are .o, then it's going to pack everything and do this for that. So let's run this and let's see what's going to give us. Alright, that done. We have our leave my.a. So that's for that. I'm going to go back there and we're going to do this again to see whether it's going to list everything we did there first. So okay, so we have AR-T, then the name, which is leave my. So we have leave my dot a. So let's see what's going to give us. Okay, let's see what we'll go right. So you see this and this now or inside our library. We already did that, we already added. So that's what you're going to do for the rest of this. So you can see that 1 2 3 till this str from bootstrap to str. That's what you're going to do. You're going to do the same thing for everything, but you want to make sure that you have the codes, the right codes that's going to make the function run. So you want to have that in there. So after we've done that, then let's see the next step, the next procedure we're going to take. So then you want to use this run lib to arrange it. So run lib, just use run lib to arrange the run lib is used for arranging the object files that you have in your library. So let me just go through my material and see what that does. So okay, so after an archive has been created, so after we created the archive, thus you need to index it in order to speed up symbol lookup inside the library. So the command to do that is this run lib. So just like when you're piling your jobs, you have some books and you're piling, and those books have an index such that you arrange it. When you arrange it and you want to access it, it's easier. So if you're looking for 2, then you know where to go to. If you're looking for 25, you know where to go to. So that's what run lib is. That's the logic behind the run lib. So you're going to copy this. So I think I don't need to copy. So just do run lib, then leave my hey. Okay, so that done. Yeah, so we have that's in place. So that has been done. And if you wish to do this, if you wish to do this main.c to write this program for it, then it's gonna work. But most times it's just not really necessary. So that's just how you perform these full stacks. So once you're done with that, then you can just come down there to see your code and see what's going to do. So you can see when I run this, it gave me the other one, and let's see this and let's see what's going to give me. So I'm not get the right output, but I'm just going to try out to see if I'm correct. Okay, alright, good, great. Okay, it did give me some things there. Okay, fine. Alright, great. So I did have it. So this and then it's just like to these two at the same time. So you can read more about that in the you can read more about it there. So if you want to see that, you can go to quiz to know more about those functions, those things. So you can see this is for indexing an archive, and so this can be used to list. So nm you can use to list, ar you can use ar to list, and you can use ar to create as well. So, and the format for static library is archive, and archive just explained that earlier. So that done, then you can just come down there, you push your code. After pushing it, then you can come down here and check for your code. Alright, so we have that, and you can just come down there. So this is just for you to just write a bash script that automates everything. So what you're just going to do is to write a bash script, and the bash script is just going to automate everything. So now for you to write a bash script, remember your bin bash for the this thing to understand that this is a bash script. So I'm just going to copy this and create this here. Okay, so that's a file. Then I think it's always there. Okay, yeah, so you just go and copy this and you put it there. Okay, so that's the first thing you want to do, and just like we just did earlier for everything, so what you want to do for the next part is you want to compile it. So it's just easy and straightforward. So you just come down here and you copy what you have there. So just go and do this, you just copy this and you paste it. So this line is just going to compile it, so it's going to compile. Oh, sorry for that. So this line is just going to compile it. Okay, sorry, it's like I'm getting out to bad. Alright, you just get the idea. So what I'm saying is this is going to compile the whole C programs just like we did earlier, just like the way it compiled it for us. And the next step is this. Now after that, then we run this here to create the library. So you do this, you copy this, you paste it. So this is going to create the library. You know, archive means, okay, create this library. You know what this flag is, this R and this C. I already explained what this C means, creating, and this R means not override x6.1. And even if you need this, you don't really need this, then you need to do this. You're going to copy this and paste it. So that's it. There you go. Then you save it, then you push it, and you go check your code. You check your code and see whether it's working. So I'm just going to go through my answer to see what I really got there, so you can see for yourself how I did it. Okay, alright, so okay, I'm thinking that I don't have the sound works there. Okay, the sound works. I'm going to check my web timing now, and I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, so you can see I have all these files there. You can see that I have everything in it. So the first thing I'm just going to create for you, so you can see, is this, and you can see what's inside. Okay, alright, so you can see here, this is exactly the way I told you earlier. So this is what you're going to do to automate it. So now I'm just going to open a random file here for you to see that each of those files here has a code inside it that is performing the function. So you can see here, I just opened this here, this right here. That's what I opened, and you can see it has this function inside. So I'm just going to open another one for you to see. Okay, so you can see this as well. It's also running. So that's it. That's all you do this task. So I'm going to provide the link to this repo, the link to this, so that you can have that, or maybe a document, whatever. Just check the description. You're going to see a link to where you can get the codes to insert to these programs. You can get it. Alright, so that's it. I believe by now you understand how you can go about your static library project. So that'll be all for now. See you in the next video.